Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Anna.
Hi, Valerie. Welcome to our podcast. This is for us. As the name say, we are going to be sharing our journey, our similarities as well about shamanism. But first, and before to start all this conversation about the journey and bring it into the voice, I would like to introduce myself, but very short. So if you don't know me, my name is Ana Rosa. I'm the facilitator of the Shaman Alchemist in Malta. And since 2021, we are sharing the tools in the island, and I'm glad and honored to be part of so many people that they were listening the call of the soul. For me, they are more than participants, they are versions and part of one of each other because we are all one. So I closed my introduction and I would like to give voice today to Valerie. She is from the fourth edition of the Shaman Alchemist. And please go ahead, take your time.
Hello, beautiful Anna. Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to share our stories here. It means a lot. My name is Valerie. I am a massage and holistic therapist. And shamanism came to me exactly in the right moment when I needed it.
Wow. I think we more or less we all resonate with that call. I think Samanishan, we don't find Samanishan. Samanishan found us in the right,
Exactly.
So can you tell us a bit more about that stage of consciousness or which version of Valerie it was in that moment
Yes.
before
And
the journey started?
before I start the journey, I was in a bit of a dark period.
Mhm.
From then and since 4 years ago, actually, I started a bit of a dark period. I experienced some deaths of loved ones, and that moment exactly when shamanism came, I was feeling a bit lost. I was feeling completely in the dark, not knowing myself completely, because I felt like I lost parts of me in a situation that I was in at that time. And when shamanism came, it felt like a relief because it feels like finally I can work on myself. And since I started, immediately it showed me something that I needed to see
Wow.
about myself.
And it
Um,
was in that realization or insight that you are sharing now, it was a particular model and in which you say it's click completely with myself, with who I am now. Which model it was the one that you felt that I am in the right place? Is there any particular or what it was exactly?
To be honest, I felt it in the beginning. When we started, I felt that somehow it's going to help me, because I was seeing things that I could not recognize in that moment. And with the help of the tools and when we started immediately with the visions that I had and with the feelings that I started to feel, I felt that it's going to help me. um, but for me, the most impactful model that always hit me is death.
I do that because I think all of us we resonate with that particular boom, this completely a click, internal click, that move us, all of us. How have you
Exactly.
felt that model and yourself and your journey? How was looking like?
When death came, when we started death, um, some things completely shifted inside of me. The way I started to look at things, the way I started to look at some relationships in my life. the way I behave in with those people, for example, and what made some people act in some way with me, for example, um, I started seeing what I could not see before. I started feeling what I could not feel before. Something inside me helped me, some emotions, like I had lots of anger inside of me that needed to get out. And then somehow this anger helped me speak,
Mm,
because I had this I would keep myself back from speaking somehow, because I was afraid, because I was thinking maybe I will not, like, please, or I will disappoint other people by speaking up. But something inside me got shaken up. Like, well,
mm,
it's not time to speak, you have to speak for yourself. And um, and in that moment, that has brought me a complete shift of my life. I'm telling you, it was like I went into a very dark period again, but it was different. It was like I went more inwards,
mm,
and I was seeing things and realizing things that I couldn't have realized before, because I was working on myself deeper now,
mm,
and I could see some things that I couldn't see before. So I think in that moment I was in the dark, but I was lighting up my inner self at the same time, because I was taking care of myself, taking care of my needs, and being in solitude, being going in nature a lot helped me, to ground and to calm myself down and to connect as well.
uh-huh,
And after that period, then it started getting better, because I did speak up for myself when I needed to, and that was at that time that was what I needed.
mm. How interesting what you are bringing here today with us, for us and with us, no? Because that is very important to acknowledge that some kind of anger are coming to us to construct, to build something in ourselves. They are not destroying, but are actually they build something. So anger for in shamanism, we can perceive it as a sacred energy. What this anger want to tell me, or where is going to guide me. Through the anger I can go to different dimensions that before I wasn't aware of. So that is, it's very nice what you bring in here, because it's the sacred anger. I always say that, remember, there is a sacred energy around which wants to be expressed, and thanks to that push, you could go even inner, more deeper, and then you could. I remember your journey, and it's true. There were times that they were dense, for you to connect with everything at once. But as you will say, Mother Earth, it was there. So that is shamanism. Actually, that is something else that brings us. It remember the roots. Remember that we belong in here, and Mother Earth is always there to sustain, to support, to ground. So tell us about Mother Earth, how you feel the difference, because you are very like adventure person. You always like Mother Earth, and you always have doing this like hiking, going for an adventure, walks. So, have you felt any different before shamanism and after with Mother Earth? Is there any difference of relationship?
Of course, it's different. The way I see things now are different. Before, it was always, for me, going for walks and connecting with nature was always something that I look forward to, in the sense of adventure, and there's also in the sense of feeling better. It always helped me feel better, even if I go sit on a viewpoint and watch the surroundings, and it helped me calm down a lot. The sea was always like, like somewhere where you could feel refreshed, and feel brand new. The trees are always giving me something back. I used to feel it. But now that I understand things even deeper, now I feel that I cannot not go to nature, for example. It's part of me, I am part of her as well.
Mhm.
And it's like a relationship as well. We are part of each other, and we have to, like, we belong to each other, and I have to connect to nature, um, as it helps me bring me back bring me back to where I am in this moment.
Yes,
It helps me a lot.
mhm. And when while I'm listening to you, I can see yourself like this part of the body from the solar down. I can visualize you like a tree, if that makes sense. I can see your lower body like grounded, connected, and being very root to Mother Earth. So this is the relationship that you are creating with Mother Earth. I would like to point out something that you are sharing and how shamanism help us to first to go inward, to deal our own emotions, our own things that we are not aware of. And doing this kind of connecting with oneself inward, we are helping the surround us, like whatever surrounding us, which is nature, the people. Is there any shift in your life when you were doing this kind of work? What happened in this inner work?
When Yes, the more I felt like, the more I worked on myself, and to sustain myself, to help my emotions, to feel more balanced. I felt that everything around me becomes more balanced,
Hmm.
like relationships, like whatever I'm going through in work, example as well. You know, whenever I feel a bit of fear or doubt coming back, I start seeing the shift immediately outside. I start seeing, maybe I have financial worry, and things will not happen. Things will not happen for me. But then I calm down, and I trust. I learn to trust a lot, and I learned to trust in myself a lot,
Very
and in yes, and it helped a lot to calm myself down. And also, it I could see the change after as well. I could see the change. For example, if I had financial worry, I learned to trust myself. Okay, don't worry, like, I will do this. It's just a phase.
good.
And after some time, things started changing, started shifting again. And even in our relationships, if I have fear about something in a relationship, it showed immediately. It came back to me immediately, the fear. It's like in my face. Like, here you
Exactly.
go.
Yes, right. You're still not ready to take it. It's very, very, very interesting because the outlooking is just a reflection of our inner work. So when we start realizing that we are our own creator, we start realizing that the tools is helping us to shift something inner, and when we do so, automatically it's reflecting in the outlooking. And that is the way an alchemist works. This is the shaman alchemist. That is why is the name of the alchemist, because everything shifting according from our inner world and how are we feeling and how we take things personal, not understanding from which place are we relating. It is from fear, it is from love, it is from an expansion. It's amazing when we have the tools and we can trust in our emotions. And it's not a
Mhm.
matter of controlling, It's a matter of trusting that there is a cycle, there is a movement, and the alchemy has to happen with different elements and with different emotions,
Uh-huh.
and different things had to according to happen. Chaos comes to mobilize. So when we understand all this, it's easier for us to do our own alchemies, the one that you were sharing now. So you have learned already to trust more in your emotions. And how, I have a question, more than a question, just a suggestion if you feel comfortable to share this. Have you shared any tools from shamanism, or have you integrated in your massage? How was that space for you? It was easier? You have found maybe some resistance? How it was that in your case?
Actually, it's not resistance, to be honest.
Okay.
It's for me, it helped me, ground and become more in the present before I work, especially. And for other people, I it helped a lot because I integrated tools that helped me, and then I started helping other people with the same tools. For example, I had a past life regression therapy once,
Mhm.
and while they went deeper, she and the person was realizing some things. We could use the tools, such as like the tool of forgiveness.
Mhm.
And it helped a lot to shift the energy of that person and to release that emotion that was heavy, to release that
Wow.
heaviness and become more light. And it helped the person realize that as well, that by doing that it helps them become feel better immediately.
Mhm.
And I was gonna also say the alchemy, using the same concept of the elements as the alchemy of our inner world. I'm
Mhm.
going to explain about
Yes, yes,
this a
please,
bit.
please. I will love to hear
Um,
from you.
for example, fire for me represents passion.
Mhm.
Okay, doing the things I love, the most things that I enjoy. For me, fire is like the sun, is like joy. It brings happiness and energy. And while I was in some period, for example, I was looking for things to do that helps me bring my passion back, because I
Mm.
was feeling very low, for example, and I need to do something, but I don't know what it is. So I was looking inside of myself and looking what I can do to help myself bring that passion inside of me. And for me, this year, for example, I started singing again,
Wow.
and that is one of my passions, and performing. And for me, music is like it always comes back to me somehow. But this year, I understand why it always comes back to me, because it's my passion. It's something that I need in my life to help me, to sustain me, and to become, like to let out things outside of me. It's like
Gaining confidence,
how to say,
self-confidence. It's the
to help me with
self-confidence.
self confidence as well.
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
Exactly. It's building your
exactly.
self-confidence. It's so important.
Helps a lot.
True. This is amazing. Mhm. What you are sharing is very important, eh? Keep going, please. I'm looking forward to hear more about.
And from that self confidence, you start trusting yourself more, and you start expressing yourself more, and you start building yourself up even more. You start doing things more easily without thinking about doing them.
Mhm.
Like before, if you asked me to do this podcast a year ago, I would say I'm not ready yet. Because for me, speaking up in front of a lot of people was a barrier. I had a barrier. it was something big. But
Yeah.
nowadays, I trust myself more, and I am my own person, and I can express myself the way I want to, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be afraid of expressing myself because
Wow.
I can do it.
Yes,
It's amazing, yeah, amazing.
yes, and I sense you like you are so confident, you share your things, and it's so natural. It's coming so natural from you that I'm enjoying listening to you, really. I really enjoying your experience. So from this journey that we are sharing about shamanism, that we start from that, which you felt a bit of blockage, like connecting or sharing your truth, or like sharing your emotions in particular. And when you finish this journey of shamanism that you found, for example, you connect again with singing, with that helps a lot with the unblocking. And I believe when you connect a bit again with the passion of singing, now you are doing more conscious, it's like you are more aware of what kind of habits helps you to build your self-confidence, right? It's
Yes,
different, it's
it's
from a
true.
different now I'm here and I can do this from a different place, and that is what shamanism brings,
Exactly.
being aware of from which place you do things, no. And one of the things that I would love to know for others as well, to get to know, when we end the course, what happened, and then what happened to you.
When we end the
How
there was
life
a
looks ahead.
there was a complete shift. Some things happened that needed to be shifted,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see it in my life. That's for example, relationships ended, or shifted. Um, Things started coming, so I can see more of which I need to release. Immediately in my face, like, here's the cake. Anyway, but after that period passed, I felt that I feel more, that I know myself more, that I could use the tools to help me whenever I need to because they're there. And that I feel much lighter. I feel much happy. I feel more calm. I feel more positive. I feel that, okay, sometimes, things throw life life throw things at you.
Wow.
And the way I'm dealing with them is different now. I'm seeing them from a different perspective. I'm seeing them as, something that I need to learn from. I'm
Hmm.
seeing that I can handle some things in my own way, and in a light way, in a more light way, not feeling heavy and dense. And whenever I do feel heavy or dense, I am learning how to shift that density into a more light feeling, like when these heavy emotions come. Now, with thanks to shamanism and you for coming to Malta, thank you so much. Um, I it helped me understand more my emotions. So I think for me that was the most difficult thing in my life, to understand what I'm feeling, because I could feel so many things, and I would be feeling these emotions and I don't know why.
Hmm.
And with shamanism, it helped me understand those feelings, why they come, what do I need to do about them or not, and how they will help me to grow and
Yeah.
to learn from that moment, from in that moment. Um, for me, I think that was the most impactful thing in my life, to learn how to understand and love my emotions, even if they are a bit negative. Sometimes we have to go inwards and be quiet, like nature. We have the seasons, especially as women. We have our own seasons, and we need that time or period to calm down and get in touch with ourselves and see whatever is going on inside of us and feel it, the most important, and
Mhm.
see why it's there. And now, after some time that I finished, I feel that I could connect with myself more easily, with my emotions, um, keeping myself grounded and more calm, and with the alchemy as well, helping myself shifting the emotions. Like for example, I remember at once was feeling very sad, and I don't know why, and I said to myself, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love. And all of a sudden, the energy just, I felt something coming out of me,
Wow.
like it was really amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was so easy for me. It's
Mhm.
like I was feeling sad and I was saying, I'm feeling joy. And it's like I was pulling that joy towards me.
Mhm.
And suddenly everything changed. For me, this is like magic.
Yes, yes,
I
and
believe in this.
it is the magic of alchemists. You just say when we activate our inner observer and we don't allow this emotion that you were saying sad, okay, the sadness to take over, to possess us, we activate the inner observer. We start finding the duality between the sadness and who I am. Okay, I can see there is something here. However, it want to tell me something because I really feel it in me. This is part of me, but it doesn't identify me, but still it's
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
field, still is there for
Yes.
somehow. When we do that click of which in shamanism we call the Ho'oponopono, when we start identifying that and let me see you come out in the field, whatever it comes there, it doesn't matter what comes. The important is that we do the duality, that we disattach from. But that comes when we are very grounded, when we are in our presence, when our inner observer is activated. Otherwise, it will just drain us. It is very hard to see it. It is mostly impossible if you don't do habits, if you don't have your own habits of grounding, breathing, whatever techniques that you use. It doesn't matter. If you just drawing all the time from one place to another one, from one extreme to another extreme, if you don't have your roots, which is this shamanism that is helping in that, in the roots. We build and we call back us to work in our inner work. So this is so nice that you're putting today here so we can share that part of shamanism, which is so important, is acknowledge, allow it to see it, to separate, and then the shift it's coming. So I'm curious to know if in your case, if you have needed to go on the notes, because every month you receive a PDF with everything discussed in class, some exercise. Have you needed in these moments that you mentioned that you felt that, for example, let's talk about that sadness that came, you needed to go on the notes or this came just natural from you, something it was already integrated?
I went through the notes during the course mostly,
Okay.
but after the course, I think that part of me, it came natural, because I was feeling something inside me. I couldn't understand why, but I did this. When before we started to ground, we put our hands on our hearts,
Mhm.
and we feel our hearts. We feel the love in our hearts. And I said, okay, well, let's try to calm down. And I'm going to put my hand on my heart like we do, and feel the love. And I was saying, feel the love, feel the love. And all of a sudden, my heart opened and expanded. And I immediately felt that shift. And that was very surprising in that moment for me. So for me, all I did was like putting my hand to my heart and recognizing that I am loved by myself, and I don't need to feel loved by others. I mean, okay. I
Yes, I
mean,
understand.
it starts with me, it starts with me. And whenever I did this, I put my hands on my heart and I say, I feel love. And I start feeling the heartbeat and I start feeling the expansion of the heart. It always works, eh? It always works. And this thanks to shamanism, because I discovered it with shamanism, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow. It is
I also, tell
while
me.
you were sharing, I could sense the expansion coming out. So I hope that the one they are watching after, it feels very nice. It feels so subtle and powerful at the same time. It feels like, and it also to bring in and to allow it to come inside. It is beautiful.
It is beautiful, eh? It is.
Yes. So, you want to say something else? You were going to say something else, as I think I
Yes, yes.
tell me.
I was going to say um, about the uterine memories as well, which
Okay,
helped me
okay.
because during death, so in January we did death, the
Mm-hmm.
medium, and I was going through this dark period. I wasn't understanding my emotions, and shamanism helped me a lot to come back to myself. But also, the other therapy helped me, uterine memories.
Wow. Thank you for
To
bringing this
understand
here. Yes, to understand because
yourself.
shamanism give us the root, okay? And the uterine memory is what we do through the meditation. We enter to those dimensions. And we do it very gently, we get until we can, until the person can deal with as well. It's not like we are pressing. And I remember when you were realizing and taking more awareness. It's like awareness from where it's coming. And then shamanism helps you to deal with that, because the
Exactly.
tools of the uterine memory is we open the space, we open the dimension, we open memories, and we start seeing things. But then shamanism has this magic to shift.
For me, shamanism then it helped me to deal, to see more like an observer. So it
Exactly.
made a big difference for me to see certain things inside of me that were happening. With the
Yeah.
help of uterine memories together, they were like they were in the perfect moment for me, because even uterine memories came in the perfect moment. They were both two therapies for me that I needed, that could help me in the right moment.
Wow.
And now I feel much, much lighter and much happier and much more present, more calm.
Yes, shift a
Cannot
lot.
describe it.
Yes.
I feel like I brought my my younger self back, but more wiser now.
Your vital energy back. I always say that
It's true.
the vital energy back. So we have the last 5 minutes, and you would like to give any message to those, for example, that they are wondering if this is for me, this is not for me, would you like to share a personal message from your own journey, story, or experience, and this whoever is watching or
Yes, of course. If you are, if it is calling for you, I feel I always think like this. If it's calling you, if something is attracting you towards it, you need to do it. Because it is something that your soul
Hmm.
is calling out for, and it is going to help you. That's how I feel about things in life. If something is does not feel right, you just probably it's not the right thing for you. But if it's something that it's calling you, I'd say go for it. And Of course, there will be moments that you need to go deep inside of you, and it can feel overwhelming. But at the same time, once you realize certain things and once you open up to these things, you will realize how much things you learned,
Mm,
and how much you can grow, and how much it can help you to grow, and how much your life will suddenly change.
mm, mm,
Because once you change your perspective from the inside, everything around you will change, and everything will become easier, and everything, uh, of course, life will throw things at us, like I said before, but you will realize that you can do them, you can do some things, you can face them, you can uh, solve things that you thought you never would, or do things you thought you never would. Life, I think, because we get to know ourselves even better, I think life will become better in general.
mhm. Wow, I love this
I
mix.
think that's where we need to start from ourselves,
Yeah.
because we all look to the outside, because what we can see is outside, and the inside we have to look deep within, and to have it, to have a transformation of your own self, I think is the best thing you can have in your life, because of you will get to know more yourself, and you will see everything change.
And this part, like your lifestyle, right? It's became like your lifestyle. The tools, the
Yes,
experience. It's not like you have to practice. I mean, the practice are important during the course, but after you have integrated so much that is in you, it's just who you are, if that makes sense. And it is
yes, it becomes natural.
because that
Exactly, it
you take
becomes
it
so
for
natural.
life. Hmm.
Like, for example, you learn how to breathe deeply, to ground, and you'll suddenly realize that you're doing it naturally to calm yourself down in a situation, for
Hmm.
example, and it becomes very natural for one to integrate and to just do things, you know.
Hmm. Yes, it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much for this time that you brought to us. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, for giving the voice to express, and something that is not easy to express because shamanism cannot be explained, but need to be felt. It. Every journey is very unique and very particular. So I honor that you have the courage to keep yourself today here in front of the camera, putting that voice, that blockage. You just put everything out and it feels so natural in you, and I can sense a peaceful energy in the sharing and very grounded. So I'm
Thank you for the opportunity, Anna.
thank you so
As
much.
always, I say thank you. I'm very grateful for you for coming here to Malta and sharing this with us. For me, it's like something that I was asking for, but I could not find it anywhere else. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity for sharing my story and my feelings with all of
An honor,
you.
our pleasure. I will talk to you a bit later. See you.
Yes. See you.
Bye, everyone.